Okay, what if I told you that one of your absolute favorite things to do, kicking back and watching a movie, could actually be one of the best ways to learn English? Seriously, today we're going to turn your watch list into your own personal language tutor. Let's dive in and see how it works.
It sounds a little crazy, right? But just think about it for a second. What if the key to finally getting your English to that next level isn't buried in some dusty old textbook, but it's right there on your screen? That's exactly what we're going to unpack.
If this phrase hits home, you're definitely not alone. Learning a language is a huge journey, a marathon really, and it's totally normal to feel, well, tired and daunted. But what if learning could feel less like a chore and a whole lot more like a movie night?
And that's exactly where this idea comes in. We're going to move way beyond just sitting there and passively watching. We're talking about active screen learning. It's fun, it's engaging, and honestly, it's an amazing way to get past that burnout.
So what makes this so great? Well, it's pretty much the full package. You're not just memorizing random word lists. You're picking up new vocabulary in a real context. You're tuning your ear to how people actually talk, which helps your listening skills. You're seeing how sentences are put together. And maybe the most important part, you're actually getting excited about learning again.
But look, this isn't just about having a good time. There is some real science that backs all of this up. So let's take a look at how movies actually build a super solid foundation for your speaking skills, breaking it down piece by piece.
That's right. Actual research, like a study in the Pakistan Languages and Humanities Review, shows exactly how movies target the essential building blocks of spoken English. So yeah, you're having fun, but you're also using a method that's academically solid. It's pretty cool.
Okay, first up, vocabulary. According to researchers, having a limited vocabulary is one of the biggest things that can hold you back and even hurt your confidence. Movies, though, they just throw you into a world with a huge range of words, all used in natural, everyday situations. This gives you the context you need to actually remember them and start using them yourself.
Next, let's talk about pronunciation. It's one thing to see a word written down, but it's a whole other thing to say it right. Movies give you countless examples of native speakers, so you can hear exactly how they pronounce things, where the stress goes, and how words flow together. A textbook just can't do that.
Then you've got fluency. This is all about the rhythm and the flow of the language. When you listen to the natural pace of dialogue in a film, the pauses, the way people interrupt each other, the speed, you start to internalize that cadence. It makes your own speech sound so much more natural.
And finally, structure. Let's be real. Grammar can feel a bit abstract, but movies show you grammar in action. If fluency is like the music of the language, then structure is the grammar that holds the song together. You're hearing correct sentence patterns again and again, which reinforces the rules in a way that just feels right, not forced.
Okay, so we've got the science down, but how do you actually do this? How do you turn your next movie night into a legit learning session? Let's build your toolkit with a really clear, simple plan.
It really just comes down to these 3 simple steps. First, pick a movie that's right for your level. Don't try to watch something super complex right away. Second, be smart about how you use subtitles. And third, you have to be an active viewer. Hear a cool phrase, hit pause, write it down, and then say it out loud a few times.
Ah, yes, the great subtitle debate. Should you use English subtitles, your native language, or just go for it with no subtitles at all? This is probably one of the biggest questions learners have. And you know what? The research gives us a surprisingly clear answer.
All right, so the data from this study is actually super interesting. When it comes to your reading skills, there's a clear winner. English subtitles are way better. But here's the kicker. For your listening skills, the study found, well, it didn't really matter which subtitles you used, or even if you used them at all. So what's the takeaway here? Simple. Turn on those English subtitles. You get this massive boost to your reading, and it doesn't even mess with your listening practice. It's a total win-win.
All right, so now we have our method. It's time for the really fun part, picking a movie. To make it easy, we've put together a little watch list for you broken down by skill level, just to get you started.
If you're a beginner, animated movies are going to be your best friend. Seriously, the language is super clear because it's usually made for a younger audience, which means the actors speak very deliberately. Movies like Inside Out or Toy Story have straightforward vocabulary and the pace is manageable, so they're perfect for building up that early confidence.
Okay, once you're at that intermediate level, you're ready to dive into richer, more natural conversations. The King's Speech is amazing for its diverse vocabulary and its focus on speaking fluently, and its sitcom like How I Met Your Mother, it gives you tons of relatable, everyday dialogue and inside jokes you can actually use.
For you advanced learners out there who want a real challenge, it's time to take on regional accents and slang. We're talking movies like Trainspotting with its thick Scottish brogue or Attack the Block with its heavy South London slang. These will absolutely push your listening skills to the max. And trust me, for these, even the experts say you're going to want to keep those subtitles on.
So we've covered the why, the how, and the what to watch. Now it's all about putting it together and pressing play on your own journey to fluency. And hey, if you're still a little skeptical, just listen to this story from a Reddit user. They said they had an employee from Russia who basically learned English just from watching Friends. If someone can do that with a sitcom, just imagine what you can do with a focused plan.
So, let's kind of reframe how we think about this. Your subscription service isn't just for entertainment anymore. It's your personal on-demand language lab. The next time you open that app, just remember, it's not just about chilling, it's about learning.
So here's a final thought for you. Your homework today? It's not to hit the books. Nope. Your homework is to watch a movie. How cool is that? So the only real question left is, now that you've got this whole new toolkit, what are you going to press play on tonight?